What's going on, guys? My name's Mitch Robs, and today we do what everyone's been asking for. I'm bringing you an AFK Twine Endurance guide. So, Twine isn't my specialty, so I brought in a pro to help me out with the Twine Endurance builds. So my friend Danmvision has a well-revered AFK Twine Endurance base, and he's allowing me to cover it for these videos for you guys. It is one of the best bases I've ever seen, and I'm glad that I'm going to be the person to share it with you guys. This base uses a lot of crazy mechanics that deserve their own videos, but Dan was really kind and is allowing us to show off the space. So say thank you to Dan in the comments. As well as he asked me to shout out what I'm about to announce right now. So I have a big announcement about a Discord server that we have, and we're opening up to the public. We're now opening up a high-level endurance server, Discord server, called the Endurance Lounge. So Endurance Lounge is an endurance-based focused Discord with a strong backbone in endurance hosting and joining. By hosting endurance spots, you can obtain tickets to join other people's endurance. So basically the whole backbone of it is you can host and leech, and everybody's happy and everybody's spreading around the rewards for everyone. This is also the personal server where I go to host my endurance spots, and everybody there is really kind and everybody's just supportive there. This server will also have a list of how many traps I use in these videos, resources, and structure counts of every single amp I cover in this series. So please consider joining, as well as there's a lot of high-level endurance players in there that can help you out with advice on builds and stuff like that. So please join. As well as there's going to be a video coming out soon about how to get the maximum efficiency out of this Twine Endurance base and how to effectively AFK it and how to do the AFK spot and stuff like that. So if you guys like this type of video, please consider hitting like on the video and subscribing to my channel for more content like this. As well as consider joining my personal Discord, which the link will be in the description below. Gosh, finally spit it out. As well as consider stopping by my Twitch. Alright, let's get on to this guide. Alright, let's get on to the building proportion of Home Base East. Naturally, starting Twine Endurance, this is the amp that really has the least amount of variability in builds between people that I see, and ours is going to be no different. So the way Dan has them coming, and you'll see that, is we're going to path them up right here, over one, and then towards the amplifier. We're not going to have any builds around the amplifier, and that's for good reason. One, our Home Base North build that we're going to be using allows the smashers, if you get them on wave 21, to path all the way from over here, all the way over here, to beat on this one little wood cone right here, and then all over to this wall, and that's going to be it for the smashers. Usually the wave will end by then. So we don't have any builds around the amplifier, and they're not really that needed for this amplifier because none of the smashers are going to make it up because the recycling's so good. Alright, so let's do the layout first. First things first, we're going to place a floor right here. We're going to place another floor, and then we're going to place a ramp going up. I just pre-edit my cones with the 2 layers like this, just to make it easier to build, and then we're going to go up one more. Where they're going to go 2 tiles forward, 1 tile to the left, and then 1 tile forward. And that's going to be our pathway for the husks. We're going to line this entirety of this with walls. So 1 wall, 2 wall, a wall right here on adjacent with the ramp, a wall above it, go off to the left, a wall above, a wall here, 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 a wall here, and a wall here. We're then going to make a little edit right here, where it's this little pillar edit like this, just so the husks can just walk right here, and they just have to skirt it, and it takes them a little bit longer to walk around it. We're then going to place 2 ceiling tiles right over these 2 pieces, and that's just going to be a little bit of lobber coverage and flinger coverage. Alright, so now that we have that, that's genuinely going to be the majority of our build right there, right? We're going to block off the rest of it. Okay? So, part of this build is we're all going to push them down in here, right? But our AFK spot, which if you guys don't know, is going to be over top of the lava in the middle of Twine Peaks. I will make an AFK guide, like where the AFK spot is, the map grinder and everything. That's just a cool design me and my friend were doing. Totally irrelevant. The map grinder is going to look cleaner than that, but you have enough structures to build like a mat grinder if you want. There's the AFK spot and everything like that, but that's where you're going to be AFKing. So you're going to be pulling assassin husks towards that. So if you're in assassin husks and you're in the spawns of this, you're going to be walking over here towards you. So you're going to have some assassin husks that end up in our ramp. So they'll end up right here in our jail for ramp, as well as they're going to end up down here beating on ramp. So we're going to add a little assassin tunnel for it. So we're going to come down here. We're going to come down to the edge of the ramp. We're going to have a wall here, 2 walls here, and this is just going to provide some coverage so they don't end up in ramp when they get pushed by those 2. We're going to have a wall here, a wall here, walls going all the way across, and then a wall here. We're going to have a little box right at the base of this ramp, and this is going to be our assassin husk killer. Okay? So that's genuinely all the builds that are going to have traps on them. So first things first, we're going to have a 1x wall launcher here. So we're going to get these are going to have 1 impact, 2 reload speed, and the rest of it durability on these 2. This is going to push the husks all the way over to right here into a wall launcher that's going to have 2x impact. So this is going to have 2 impact. This is going to have 2 impact, 2 reload, and 2 durability. All of this should be tier 3, by the way. You shouldn't be skimping on metal. This won't work if you don't use metal, and this assassin tunnel is specifically meant to be in combination with our AFK spot and with our ramp design. So forewarning on that one. Okay, so now that we have this right here, this is going to shoot them across over to here. We're going to have a all durability 2 times reload speed. So right here, all durability 2 times reload speed wall launcher here, and right here. This is in case any husks get stuck right here. They're going to get booped down into this little tile right here. When we come down here, our box to kill the husks are going to be a crit rating, crit damage, crit damage, effect duration, ceiling gas trap, a wall dynamo with heals builds attached. And notice how we're using 130s. You can use 144s for this. I just don't, because I feel like it's pretty hard to get 144s for most of the people. And then we're going to have a floor freeze trap. This is going to have 1 impact, 2 times reload speed, 2 times durability, and effect duration. And it's going to go right here. On the back of these 2 walls, we're going to have a wooden wall spike. So if we go all the way down, we'll see our wall spikes. These are going to have heals builds attached as the last perk. That's all that really matters, is we have that heals builds attached perk on this. This is in case anything that does come right here before it gets pushed out of the wall launcher, it might hit this wall, and we just want that to heal back up. Okay. So now that we've finished with that section, we're going to keep going. On the bottom floor right here, there's going to be a blue wooden floor spike. This is going to have all durability and no investment into the physical perk on it. And we're going to place it here. This is just to slow down the husks, and this lasts for 2 tiles, so we can skip this tile and place it on this ramp. We're then on this little ramp piece right here, this wall. In case we do get smasher spawns and the assassin husk killing does spawn a smasher, we're going to have a 5x impact wall launcher or wall light right here, and this is going to allow the smashers to get booped off. Above this, we're going to have an all durability 2 times reload speed wall launcher. We're then going to have an the 5 times impact wall light. And then we're going to have an all durability 2 times reload speed wall launcher. And we're going to have that right here as well. At the top of this ramp on this floor, we're going to have all durability tar pits lined for the rest of the floors. On this particular wall right here, we're going to have a 3 times impact, 2 times reload speed wall launcher. Okay. We're going to have a 1 times impact, 2 times reload speed, all durability wall launcher here. And then we'll just have a 2 impact, I want to say, or a 3 times impact wall launcher at the end here. Okay. And believe it or not, that's the traps that you're going to be placing in this base. for home base east. Now we have to focus on the lobber shield and the block off for this. So this is going to use 25 traps overall, and we've placed every single one of those traps. So it uses 25 traps and 80 structures for a total of 4,800 metal. So to start our block off, we're going to come right here, we're going to skip a tile, and we're going to place 2 walls right here. So it should be lined up with this little plateau. We're going to place a ramp behind each of these, and we're going to surround those in walls. We're going to come over to the far north tile, we're going to take a step to the west, we're going to surround this specific tile space in walls, and we're going to place a cone facing the southeast. That shouldn't be there. Okay. Actually, hold on. Not like that. We're going to face this towards the northeast, and we're going to leave that open. We're going to come to this tile, diagonal of it, and we're going to face a cone facing the southeast and surround that in walls, except for on the natural terrain side. We're then going to come over here to this cone facing the northeast. We're going to place a ramp here, put a wall behind it. We're going to come over to the north one more tile, place a cone facing the southeast, surround it in walls, and then a cone facing the south connected to it. And it should look a little bit like this. So we'll give you guys a little bit better aerial view. Okay. So there's our first 2 that we placed. There's the cone to the north. It's facing the southeast. And then we have these cones all edited together and wrapping around it. All right, and that should be the bottom layers right here for blocking off this ramp. And then we have a couple more layers on the backside to help prevent the husk from going there. So at the top of this natural ramp, it's the last ramp before the amplifier. We're going to place 1, 2, 3 metal walls here. And this is just going to provide the last layer so that they don't beat on the block off at all. We're then going to come all the way over here, because this spawn ranges all the way from over here, all the way across here, right? So that's a pretty far distance, so we need a little bit of layering right over here to prevent the husks from walking this way. So we're going to find this little plateau, and we're going to find this little nook in the plateau right here. We're going to come to the west of it, and we're going to place 1 wall, 2 wall, a cone facing the southeast, and then a cone facing the east. Okay? And that's going to be our layering right there. So if we look right here, just those 4 pieces. All right, and then we just need to do our lobber shield. So we're going to go up over here. We're going to go towards our amplifier. We're going to come to this build. We're going to come to the right of our end of our tunnel, and we're going to place a cone right here, or a ramp. We're going to go 1, 2, 3 high with that ramp, and we're going to go on top of our tunnel. We're going to go 1, 2, 3 high off of the top of this piece, and we're going to do a 2x3 right here. Off to the left of this, there's going to be 1, 2 over, and 2 up. So it's going to be a 2x2, a 2x3, and then a 1x3. And I'll give you guys a little overview of it. So 1x3, 2x3, and then 2x2. And believe it or not, that is it for Home Base East. There's not much to it. You're going to go through and you're going to upgrade every single piece of it. And you're going to have a pretty damn effective Home Base East for Twine Endurance. One little extra thing we're also going to add is we're going to place a edited wall like this right here. So a quarter wall right here. And as well as we're going to add a wall launcher with all durability 2 times reload speed right here. And that should be all the little revisions, and everything should be accounted for. We're also going to add a couple more pieces to make sure that these wall launchers don't push the husks all the way into our ramp amp. So the way we're going to do that, we're just going to place a wall here. We're going to place a wall here. We're going to edit that wall. Okay, well, I suck at that. We're going to place that wall here. We're going to edit that into a triangle. We're going to place a wall here. We're going to edit it into a triangle. We're going to place a wall here, and we're going to edit it into a triangle like the rest of those. If I don't suck at this. There. And that should be good to prevent the husks from getting booped all the way over into a place that they shouldn't be over at ramp. And we can add another one right here, but I don't think it's going to be necessary. So I thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys like this video, please leave a like on the video. That's what the button's there for. And consider subscribing to the channel. I'm going to be coming out with all the rest of these videos relatively soon. And you guys are going to have a pretty good functional Twine Endurance that's AFK up to wave 25. As well as consider joining Dan's and everybody's Discord. It's going to be the Endurance Lounge, like that I went over earlier. It's a leeching Discord where the more you host, the more tickets you get to join other people's endurance, and the more we can spread around the love in the community for rewards. Because there's nothing worse than just leaving endurance spots open to the wind, right? If you don't have anybody to add. So this is a good way to get in touch with fellow endurance builders, and a good way to share around the love with the rewards and get rewards back pretty easily. A lot of high-level endurance players in there. But thank you guys so much for watching the video. Peace.